27 here, bringing you Bleach chapter 545, Blue Stripes. So, chapter begins with seeing the Kurosaki clinic. Yuzu's making lunch for Kain and Ishin. Not much, just showing how Yuzu is really worried about Ichigo. Don't know if she knows what is going on, though, but then again, I don't know. I didn't actually see what the point is seeing these two. But then we cut to Renji and Rukia. Yes, Rukia is now okay. A lot of stuff actually happened that we didn't actually see ever since the Everything But the Rain flashback arc and after Ichigo got kicked out by Nimaya. Now that Rukia is now okay, she and Renji are now training. And when I mean training, I mean pointing their wooden swords at each other and staring off at each other. Now, the location they're at, it looks like some sort of temple. And according to Renji, the air is really hard to breathe because of the concentration of the spirit particles, or immensely dense in this location. Of course, Renji does complain about the special training that you're doing, you know, like staying still, pointing at a sword at Rukia and staring at her. What does this got to do with preparing for the war against the Vandenreich? I don't know. Suddenly, Rukia gets a phone call from Korinji, you know, the guy from the Hot Spring Palace. I don't know how Korinji got Rukia's phone number, but he tells her that Byakuya is now awake. But because Byakuya doesn't really have a lot of strength, he doesn't even feel woozy. Which means that he'll have to go to Hikifune's palace to stuff up on food to regain his stamina and Reiatsu. Now we actually get to see Shutara's palace, the one with the multiple arms that were introduced a couple chapters ago. Her palace contains lots and lots of fabrics. Apparently what she does is she makes the Shinigami's outfits, which I guess was something that the Soul King acknowledged her for. Then we get a flashback of Renji's really mind-scarring experience with Shutara. Shutara asked Renji to take off his Shinigami outfit, which he does, but he doesn't take off the fundushi. I think I don't know what the fundushi is. Is that the pants, or is that it's not a shirt? Or is it the underwear? I don't know. Can you guys explain to me what a fundushi is? Renji just assumed that Shutara can actually fit him into a new Shihakusho with his fundoshi on. Fundoshi, sorry, I'm pronouncing it wrong. Fundoshi. So then Shutara is basically like, yeah, I see. I guess I can take measurements from you once I detach little Renji from you. And at that moment, Renji's like, okay, I'm gonna take off my fundoshi. Please, don't do that. Ever. Please. Shutara, ladies and gentlemen, don't do what she says. She'll threaten to cut off your dick. But, you know, Rukia actually feels bad of what will happen when her Nisama goes up to Shutara, but she doesn't feel any sympathy towards Renji. That's kind of cold. But it's Renji, so still cold. So we're finally introduced to the 5th Squad Zero member, the Blackbeard guy. Anyway, his name is Ichibe Hyosube. He's called the Eyeball monk. Okay, for some reason they spelled eyeball with eyeball with a Y. Don't know why. I don't know if that's like a spelling error or something, but anyway, well, he's a monk and his title is Eyeball, so maybe it's got something to do with their sight. Anyway, he appears from inside his monk palace. Then we actually learned what happened when Rukia and Renji appeared. When they first appeared, the density of the spirit particles overwhelmed them both, meaning they were struggling to breathe. Now they're able to breathe at the moment. I guess maybe that's actually what the training was for, to get them to get used to the dense spirit particles in the air so that they can breathe properly. But, you know, since that training was done, they're going to move into the inner sanctum to train even further. By the way, if you're really confused as why the hell Rukia and Renji are finally at the final palace, I'm probably assuming that ever since Ichigo got kicked out of Nimaya's palace, Renji managed to head towards to Shutara's palace and then eventually Ichibe's palace, which was pretty quick. But then again, it took more than a day. So it probably took Renji a couple of hours. Rukia, I'm assuming that Rukia finally was rejuvenated and headed to Hikifune's palace, then headed to Nimaya's palace. I'm assuming like after Ichigo got kicked out. and then it finally caught up to Renji when she got to Shitara's palace. But then again, does she really need to go through all those palaces? Maybe, but I mean, she doesn't really need her blade reforged. I mean, we never saw her Zanpakuto break. Did she really need new outfits from Shitara? I'm not really sure. Not a lot has been shown of what happened when Ichigo was kicked out of Nimai's palace. We have to fill in the blanks of what has happened. Anyway, we cut to Shinji, who's calling Hiyori to do something for him because she's the only one that's probably capable of doing it. What this thing was apparently to repair the distortion between the world of the living and Soul Society, since it was disrupted by the Quincy's. And we finally get to see Lisa, Love, I think, yeah, was it Rose? No, Rose was the new captain of Squad 3. Yeah, okay, so it was Love, Lisa, Hachigen, yeah, we see him again, and of course Hiyori. These four are gonna go repair the distortion between World of the Living and Soul Society, which, by the way, Hachigen gave her a package from Soul Society since it was sent by both Shinji and Mayuri. Now, then we have to cut back to Tatsuki, Keigo, and Mizuhiro. I think I'm saying his name right, I'm not sure. Anyway, they're wondering where the hell is Ichigo, and Mizuhiro just assumed that, since Chad, Orihime, and Uryu were not there, it's probably got something to do with Soul Society. Yeah, remember guys, they were witnessing all of what is going on in fake Karakura Town. I mean, in the real Karakura Town, since it was in Soul Society. Plus, they had to participate in the game of cat and mouse with Aizen, which, by the way, what the hell was the frickin' point of that? Aizen had the perfect opportunity to create the Oken. No, he decided to toy with Ichigo's friends from high school. So they're confronted by Shunsui. Mizuhiro just knows that he's the captain of Squad 8 because he heard one guy calling him, and plus, during the whole Aizen fiasco going on, yeah. Anyway, the reason why he's there to see these three is because he has to send them a message. And it's about them and Ichigo eventually saying goodbye. And that is basically where the chapter ends. So, yeah. This was, honestly, this was an okay chapter, I guess. We're just basically seeing, the situation, what is going on between different places. I mean, we saw what was going on with the remaining advisors. We saw what's going on with Renji and Rukia. We saw what's going on with Ichigo's family. I thought for once we get to see Ichigo again, but I don't know when we're ever going to get to Ichigo. I was actually hoping to see what's going on in Hueco Mundo, but no, we don't get to see that at all again. It seems like we have to cut to one place at a time to see what's going on. But when we get back to a certain person, we have to fill in the blanks of what is going on, since we didn't, because last time we saw Rukia, she was in the hot springs. When we see Rukia in this, she's finally in Ichibe's palace, finally caught up to Renji. Okay. It's just, I don't know, sometimes I wish that we get to see what happened, what is going on at some moments. I mean, we're not going to see all of them, not all of them. I think that we should probably see at least a few things a little bit further. I was still hoping to see Ichigo with his new Zanpakutos, but still, no. When are we going to see Ichigo with Shitara again? I mean, he's still in the Phoenix Palace, so when is he going to be, going to Shitara's palace? Maybe when Ichigo goes to Shitara's palace, we'll probably learn more about her and why she was acknowledged for creating the Shinigami's outfits. There's probably more to that than we know. Shunsui said that Ichigo and the rest of his friends are going to part ways, which means that Ichigo may not see them for a very long time, or this might be the last time they'll hear from him. Shunsui is going to tell Ichigo's friends about the Vandenreich invasion that will happen eventually. Don't know if this is going to take place in Soul Society or in Hueco Mundo or in Karakura Town, but we'll just have to wait and see when we finally get there eventually. I was actually hoping to get to see Hueco Mundo, not the Stern Reachers, but I mean with Chad and Orihime and what they're doing, but since they have to keep the Grimmjow's identity secret, don't know why, we know it's Grimmjow, we don't get to see them. So, overall I thought that, the chapter is okay. We're basically just seeing what all the others are doing in the midst of the preparations of the war against the Quincy's. Some I didn't actually think was really necessary at the moment, like Yuzu. I mean, that moment with Yuzu, I didn't actually see what the point was. I guess to see her being worried about Ichigo. Maybe next week's chapter will focus more on what Shunsui is gonna say to Tatsuki, Keigo, and Mizuhiro. Honestly, that's all I gotta say about this chapter. I mean, tell me guys, what did you think about the chapter in the comment section down below. If you liked the video, like it, and also subscribe for more videos. Also, Facebook fan page and Google+. The links will be in the description down below. We'll just have to wait and see what happens next week's chapter, or if we'll probably go to something completely different. So yeah, that is Bleach chapter 545, Lunar 27, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.